Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Midday Market Update. My name is Glenn, Senior Stock Market Strategist at VectorVest. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. If you can hear me loud and clear, by all means, please respond in the affirmative, preferably with VV Nation, to let me know that I am coming across loud and clear. And yes, Wimmy is a nice little move today. RGTI, quantum stocks still on the move. Interesting that I did my video. My Friday video was not a quantum video and you guys didn't like it. It's all right. It's all right. But I think between Ryan and I, we probably have 2 more quantum videos coming out this week. One is going to be the Q10. I'm going to dub it the Q10, which is going to be my top 10 quantum picks for the year. All right, interesting about quantum. Watch the video. It's going to be, it might be tomorrow. It might be tomorrow's video. My top 10 quantum picks for the year. I'm going to talk a lot about what I really think about quantum. So make sure you tune in for that. But it's going to be my top 10 quantum picks for the year. And then the Friday video will be my top 10 picks for 2025. And then tonight's video is going to be my top stocks for the week. All right, so make sure you tune in to the channel for all of the different videos that we have. If you're not a subscriber to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new videos like this come out. And between Ryan and I, man, we've given you a lot of great picks for 2024 to make money with. So I'm out of quantum, sitting in cash, bottom fishing, show me the fish. I don't have a lot of fish today. My fish will be Monday's night's video. I got another little twist on what I'm looking for my top stock picks for the week, especially with way the market is going. I think Santa said no instead of ho, ho, ho. I don't know. Officially, the Santa rally officially kicked off on the 26th. We still have a couple of days. The second day of January is when it ends. Do we still have some time for the market to rebound? As a matter of fact, you know, we look at the color guard, 1 red light. We did have 2 red lights today. We've got a chock full of yellow. We have a chock full of yellow. And with that being said, you know, I'm not telling anybody to panic sell or anything, but if you're looking at the VectorVest system, looking at the color guard, it's time to be cautious. If you're going to buy something like a Wimmy or RGTI or a quantum pick, just be careful. All right, just be careful. But again, tonight's video on my top picks for the week, it's going to be a little different based upon what's going on in the market. Bill, season's greetings to you as well. Tiger says, excited about quantum. You guys are all over the quantum. Holy smokes. The videos that we've put out on quantum have been widely watched. So thank you very much for supporting the channel with the quantum videos. QNCCF is a cheaper pick, and you want to find out if it makes my list for the top 10 quantum, make sure you tune into that. Hello, hope you all had a great week. Why Santa is not doing anything, just the market going down. And we're going to talk about that a little bit today. We're going to definitely talk a little bit. Why is the market going down? I think the biggest reason why the market is going down, I think a lot of people are taking a lot of profits going into the end of the year for tax purposes, going into next year. A lot of that is happening, but I'm going to get right into the software real quick, and I want to show you a little something. Looking at today's candle, anybody want to tell me what today's candle is with the big wick at the bottom? At the bottom of this pattern, anybody want to put that in? And that could be a little bit of a promising sign for the next couple of days. Now, the market, somebody back me up on this. There you go. That's a hammer. That's a hammer, and it's a possible reversal. It's a possible reversal. So I got, you know, I honestly felt that we were going to have a Santa rally. We did start off a little bit bouncing off support, and then we got to headwinds of $71.20 on the VectorVest composite. It pulled back, but I do like the rebound today. I was even looking at the stocks that I own. Man, my stocks were down, and then they turned back around, and they're starting to go back up a little bit. TNXP is a stock that I like long-term only because of they're the only drug company out there going after fibromyalgia. Nobody else is, but it's been a tough stock. Unless they've got news on advances in the drug, TNXP is a tough play. All right, it's a tough play. Number of days left for Santa to show up. I think it goes up into the 2nd of January. Are the sellers sold? Well, right now, I'm thinking the sellers are covering. Right now, with the big wick at the bottom of the candle, I think the sellers are covering. After this big move to the downside, a little bit, the bulls grabbed hold for a little bit, pulled back down. But this reversal day, possible reversal day, we'll see. I stopped out of Lunar at the open with 28% profit. Thanks, Profit Locker Pro. Way to go, Roger. NVIDIA, I still think I think that it's going to be one of my top 10 stocks for 2025. Let me see. Here's my list. Look at all of the stuff that's going on my list. I got so much to try to hone in on what I think of the top stocks for 2025. So here for FMS Cure, for fibromyalgia, listen, I think that TNXP, SENS, Senseonics for diabetes with the 1-year implantable device, those two stocks could have the possibility to explode in a big way going into 2025. I'm probably going, as we get early into January or so, probably going to do videos on both of those stocks. The question is why, is not why the market is going down. The real question is, do you have a trading plan? Absolutely. You know I do. Should I hold or sell TNXP? I haven't seen any brand new news in the last couple of weeks. But I'm taking a look. That's tough. There was news here, and it couldn't overcome this big one-day candle. I'm not in the, I'm going to give you a hard stop. I'm going to give you a hard stop to consider. See that level of support? That level of support is sitting at 28 cents. If it gets down to that low and keeps pulling down below that, that's probably a good time to get out of TNXP. But you got to keep in mind, you've got some hurt. You got a gap down. I don't know if I really want to call that a shooting star, but a gap down. Gaps like to be filled. Not this one, though, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days is a lot of hurt when trading TNXP right now. So just keep that in mind. Good afternoon, Michael. So Prasad, that's what I'm looking at. I'm going to give you a hard line in the sand at 28 cents. If it goes below that, you probably should be out of it. But a couple of things that I do like. Earnings per share is jumping up. I do like that. Remember, our earnings per share is forecasted 12 months out. I got the hard level of support. That's what I'm looking at right now, Prasad. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. Is Tesla on my list? Man, Tesla is going to be an honorable mention, Jazz. Tesla is going to be an honorable mention, and you'll see why when I look at the stocks that I want for the top 10. You'll understand when you watch that video why Tesla is an honorable mention. And the big thing about Tesla is the relationship between Elon Musk and the incoming president. Tesla will be a bagger. Again, it's an honorable mention, and I'm going to show you why it's an honorable mention. But even though it may be an honorable mention, I'm not going to tell you not to buy it. I'm not going to tell you not to buy it, but I'm going to explain why it's an honorable mention. I'm currently still holding TSLL. I'm happy with this, with the trade. But when I'm looking at the top 10 stocks for the year, there's got to be a reason why it makes the list. And I'll go through all of the stocks and why they all made the list. All right, so that's what's going on in the market. That's what's going on in the market. I love a possible formation happening here. Last 3 days, we'll see. What are the low prices shares to buy in January? I haven't done that yet, but I am going to do this. I am going to, as a search that I like for the for the lower dollar stocks, YouTube, it's called, where is it? I got low dollar high sales. That's not the one I want. Where is it? Where the flying flip? I got so many searches. There it is. Undervalued less than $10. All right, undervalued less than $10. I'll do a video on this search probably once a month. Once a month I'll do it, but lower dollar stocks that meet the criteria that I'm looking for, they're undervalued. They're less than $10. And if I run the search right now, these are stocks that I do like. And notice, today, on a day like today, every single one of them is up. Every single one of them is up. If I sort this by percent price change, look at that, EBS. And I like this search. And again, I think once a month, I'm probably going to do a video to keep you in line with my undervalued stocks less than $10. And I've got a portfolio in here. Why I like this so much. Quantum, it's in here somewhere too. I got to redo all of these portfolios going into next year too. My top 10 picks for 2024. Let's look at that real quick. 24.29%. All right. These were my top picks from last year. This is why you want to tune in for my top 10 picks for 2025. 2 of these stocks didn't work. Michelle, you always ask me about Mara, right? Look at what it did for the year. Intel, I have just determined that it's not a good company. Intel is not a good company, but CRS, Meta, Coke, AIQ, I had a play on Uranium, Microsoft because of OpenAI, SMCI, Pulte Homes. I think I covered a lot of the spectrum of stocks to play for 2024. Again, 24.19%. But where's my undervalued one? Why I'm going to probably do a video, at least one video a month on that. GLP, quantum, speculative. Man, there it is. My undervalued portfolio, less than $10, 30%. And that's tracking it since October 8th. Since October 8th, October, November, December, 2 months. 2 months. This is why you probably want to definitely tune into when I do the video of undervalued stocks less than $10. 30%. Look at that equity curve. Look at that. And the stocks that I currently have, they're still making money. Look at these. All of these are double-digit gainers. Love this search. I created it for YouTube because there's a lot of people out there like Prasad is asking for lower dollar stocks. Glenn, I added RS times CI times GRT to my watch list. It's awesome. That is my unique twist. You know something? Everybody goes to a YouTube channel because they like something. And, I love that VectorVest has a lot of tools to help you guys make money in the market. Not just because I say so, not because the news says so, but that indicator that I showed you how to build in the VectorVest software as a sort, relative safety times comfort index times growth. These are things that you only find in the VectorVest software. Only find in the VectorVest software. And that indicator, just like Bill says, I showed you guys how to build it. How many of you built it? How many of you built that indicator into your VectorVest? Type a 1 in the room. All right. And again, if you're not a subscriber to the VectorVest software, you won't be able to do that. But you're going to listen. There's a lot of people in here that love what VectorVest can do for you. And if you want access to the VectorVest software, look at the numbers of ones popping up in there. If you want access to the VectorVest software, we're still running a special. Go to www.vectorvest.com/YT. You can get access to the VectorVest software for 30 days for 99 cents. Clay, can you put that into the chat for them, please? www.vectorvest.com/YT. That gives you access to the software, and we will show you, whether it's me or whether it's someone in our product support department, will show you how to build that sort into the VectorVest system, and you will be able to look at all of your stocks based on that. All right. Can we use Glenn 24 for half off the 99 cents? No. How about that? Are there pre-recorded courses on building searches? Can you recommend where to find them? We haven't done, not on the YouTube channel, but as a VectorVest subscriber, we've got a lot of different videos that we've done over the years on how to build searches. Now, there's the problem, G-Money. I'm only on the mobile app. I can't see that. That's correct. You cannot build it in the mobile app. Now, keep in mind for the mobile app, right? Keep in mind for the mobile app, it is a truncated version of the software so that you can go pick up your phone, your iPad, and look at information that we provide in the VectorVest software. The unfortunate reality, G Money, if you want that indicator, you have to take a subscription to the desktop. All right, I cannot put that for, I'm not able to put that into the mobile app. All right, how do you get that search? Venomous, Venomous, duh. Venomous, it's not a search, it is a sort that I've built in the software, and I did it in the most recent video, going up to the tools, going up to the custom field builder, and building that sort of RS times CI times growth. I did it recently, but you have to have access to the VectorVest software in order to do that. What's up, James? All right, so with all of that being said, just a little cover of, quantum stocks. I built the portfolio 76%. That's crazy. Look at RGTI. Folks, this was done on the 6th of December. Do you December? All the stocks we gave in the VectorVest system. Do you? Okay, anyway. So quantum stocks has been such a widely watched topic on the channel, but look at this. So we did a video on 12/6. I did a video. It got over 33,000 views. From that video, I built the portfolio of the stocks that I talked about in that video. How about this? RGTI. That was a pick that I liked over Qubits, over D-Wave, over all of that. This was, and Atom was my second one. I still currently hold Atom, and I'm up almost 100% or so on that. RGTI, I made money, but it's a volatile play, and I definitely lost a little bit of money. Google is on my list. Google isn't on, there it is, Google's there. Google's up 9.73%. Pennywise, before you start flapping off at the jibs, make sure you look. How about that? All right. Michael says sort RS times VST divided by actual price does a good job of finding good low dollar stocks as well. There's a lot of different variations, and I don't need to build a good low price stock one. We already have a couple already in the system. I saw news with RGTI about a contract with NASA. I did that as a story in one of my live streams. Did you not watch it, Chaz? BTQQF making dough today. There's a lot of stocks. There's a lot of stocks that are out there, but this is another portfolio. What I like about what we do here on the channel is not only do we just talk about stocks, but we track them. So we can say that, hey, we talked about RGTI. It's QNCCF, and QNCCF is not in this list. QNCCF is not in this list, but look, out of all of the stocks, 1, 2, 3, only 4 stocks are down. Let me move this over a little bit. Only 4 stocks are down, but they're down marginally. They're down marginally. That's just how hot this space is. That's just how hot this space is. When is the VV web version being released? We're going to talk about it in Tampa, which is a couple of weeks. We're going to talk, which is next week. Ooh, yeah, Tampa's next week. Woo-wee. We're going to talk about it, and then Ryan showed it accidentally what it was looking like. So it was a Wednesday I took off. I'm never taking off another Wednesday ever again. Ever. But he showed a little bit of what it's going to look like. We weren't supposed to show that, but it's all right. It's going to be an awesome thing, Nosmo. All right. So with all of that being said, a little cover of what's going on in the market. Look at that. Uranium was supposed to be a much bigger play this year. It just wasn't. My radar stocks, only one right now. I need to do, some of these portfolios are going to warrant doing do a follow-up video at least once a month. Ryan did it gleefully on purpose. No, he didn't. He wasn't supposed to show it. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's go look at some news. Let's go see what's going on in the market and look at some news. Our looming U.S. debt ceiling sparks Bitcoin market concerns. Now, there's 2 things that are going to be very volatile going into next year. One of them is quantum. One of them is quantum. As much as the hype is, every time you get like super hype on anything, it's always going to be primed for a pullback, a big pullback. So keeping that in mind going into next year, I need you to understand that. Bitcoin is going to be another one that's going to be volatile. I think there's a lot of good eyeballs on it. A lot of people looking at it. The president's looking at doing possibly some kind of a Bitcoin reserve or a crypto reserve. You saw the video on Friday about BRICS. I think that crypto could actually tear BRICS apart. I think that crypto could actually tear BRICS apart. And that would be a reprieve for the downplay on the dollar. I don't think the dollar is going anywhere anytime soon, at least not in our lifetimes. But BRICS will form and put a wedge in between the reserve currency and the dollar. But it's not going to be for a long time. With the VV web version, will the mobile app stay the same or change accordingly? That's a great question, U12, and I'm not sure. I'm thinking that possibly, no, I'm not going to even say that. I'm not going to even say what I was going to say. I don't know. I don't know. So with that all being said, Bitcoin and quantum is going to be very volatile going into next year. What's going to continue to drive quantum is going to be advancements in quantum, like Google did with Willow. As more and more companies come on board with the quantum phase, that's when it's going to happen. But it's going to be volatile. All right, Microsoft, look at this. Stocks making blah, 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 blah. Why tech giants such as Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Meta are betting big on nuclear power. I think I'm going to have to put nuclear power on my top 10 stocks for 2025 because more eyeballs are coming into fruition that the electricity grid is not enough. And with all of the advances going on with AI and with quantum, there's going to be a definite need for ability to power all of these servers and all of that kind of stuff. So, I am going to put it on the top 20, the top stocks for 2025 because, again, more eyeballs are realizing the problem to a bigger extent on the electricity grid and for all of this. So nuclear power, I'm probably going to look at URA. Now, Netflix is teetering on being one of my top picks for 2025. You know why? You see the story, Netflix draws tens of millions of viewers in the NFL debut. How many people watched football on Netflix this week? Type of one in the room. I bet, but all Bitcoin is dropping like a fish. I still own my iBit, Lou. I still own my iBit. How many of you watched? I know people who are ardently against subscribing to Netflix, but did so this weekend to watch football. All right, so the biggest thing for me that I think that as Netflix gets into the live sports is their ability to stream it without issues. That is the problem. That is the problem. And so Netflix may be an honorable mention on my top stocks for 2025 because of that. They've got to get that together. The viewerships are growing, though. That's going to be a big thing for Netflix. Oklo is a good stock. Oklo is a good stock. But remember, I'm going to only put 10 stocks together. There's going to be a lot of stocks that you're going to be like, why you didn't look at that stock? Why you didn't look at that stock? Because out of the over 9,000 stocks that we track, I'm only looking at 10. That's why. Glenn, look at XOP buy. Hold off on. I'm not ready to look at stocks yet. You know the deal. For every 10 stocks, we get it. For every 10 likes, we get a stock. All right, so I'm going to put down the Oklo. I'm not ready for stocks. So now I wrote down 3 stocks. I'm not writing down any more until I ask for them. All right, I'm putting that out there. I'm not looking at any more until I ask for them. I don't want you to think that I'm being a jerk, but that's how we get skin in the game. For every 10 likes, we get a stock. And I'll let you know when I'm looking for them, okay? Palantir, you know that's one of my best stocks out there. Set to continue as it joins the NASDAQ 100. They're getting onto exchanges left and right. NASDAQ is a stock that's going to have to be contend with. It's going to be and why? Because people are looking at getting real-time view of data that turns into information. That is why. All right? That is why. Healing says SOFI. I own SOFI. Healing with Nature. I own SOFI. I'm up nicely on it. As a matter of fact, let me go look at my account real quick. I am up on SoFi nicely. So I own it. A lot of the stocks that I tell you about, I do buy. I did very well this year with call options on Palantir. Thank you, Glenn. There you go. All right, sign into this real quick. I'm down today, but SoFi, let me look at view account details. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Sigh. That sucks. My SoFi, I'm up 45% on SoFi. I own Palantir. I got back into it. I'm down. AQMS, I own. I'm up 41%. iBit, I own. I'm down 5%. Apple, I own. AAPU, I'm down 5%. Tesla, I own. I'm up 40%. And Atom, my other quantum play outside of RGTI, I own, and I'm up 86.8%. So there you go. Those are the stocks. I always try to make sure that you guys know what stocks I own because of all of the stocks that I talk about, whether it's on the VectorVest software or on YouTube. I never want you guys to think I'm trying to pump and dump anything. All right, I'm up 340% on Palantir. Way to go, Pennywise. Glenn, can you get BITW added to the software database? Clay, in our chat, can you type add BITW in our chat, please, between me and you? All right, and I will look into that. Many countries have taken their nuclear reactors out of commission due to safety concerns and pressure from the public. Verizon Communications, I'm thinking that may happen for a little while, but as more and more countries get on board with AI and their ability to contend with the limited amount of electricity and overpowering the electrical grid, that sentiment will change. Marcus says SoFi 10-year up, 10% year up, inflation ticking. So I am a fan of SoFi. Many others are building and set to build countless more. Don't sleep on Nuke. And I'm with that. I am with that. I've done stories on the upcoming nuclear builds globally. You know, I think I got to probably do another story on that too. On type that into our chat too. Nuclear, something about new nuclear builds. That's another video I'm gonna have to do because you're right, Verizon. A lot of countries are looking that way, but a lot of those countries are not hot and heavy into AI as much. And U12, I think, is correct as well. Nuclear is the future of clean energy. It is the cleanest energy out there, but there are some concerns about safety. I totally understand that. All right, Meta. Meta leads Apple with VR headset, AR glasses to go big in 2025. I like Meta. I think that's going to be one of my top 10 stocks as well. The people who are buying the Apple headsets would be people like me who are part of the Apple cult, for the lack of a better word. But, you know, these headsets are killing it. These headsets are killing it, and Meta's doing it a lot less expensive than the Apple glasses. NVIDIA, and this is going to be big going into next year. I do have an ETF that deals with this for top 25 for top stocks for 2025. NVIDIA sees robotics as new growth income. We already know Tesla's in this space. More and more companies are dipping their feet into the space. Watch robotics next year. I'm calling it now. Robotics is going to be big, and more companies are going to be getting into that realm of business. The hottest stock on the planet already is doing it. We already know Tesla is already doing it. I think automation robots are going to be huge. Pennywise, I'm with you. You know, talking about automation, when you're talking about the autonomous cars, that's going to be big for Tesla. Somebody asked me if Tesla was on my list. It's teetering on being on my list, but it may be an honorable mention. Autonomous vehicles are going to be big next year. Robotics is going to be big next year. But when I look at stuff like quantum is still in its infancy, and it's got a lot of years to go before it's actually beneficial, right? Amazon is big in robotics. Amazon is going to be one of my top stocks for it as well. If you can invest in thorium early and the world changes, sheesh, I don't know what thorium is. Some kind of something. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying. All right. The future of data is Palantir, the next big stock, and that's another Palantir story. I'm telling you, Palantir. How many people? I mean, I probably have heard you guys. I've been talking about Palantir all year. I've been talking about it all year. It's made a lot of people a lot of money. Palantir is probably going to be one of my top picks for 2025 as well. So it is transformative partnerships, visions for the future, key innovations and technological advances, security aspect. I don't think there's very much in the way of cons. Palantir stock is subject to volatility, common tech stocks influenced by market trends, regulatory scrutiny as a company dealing with sensitive data, and this could be a play against Palantir. Palantir is under rigorous scrutiny, impacting its operation flexibility at times. I love me some Palantir. Phyllis says, way up. Phyllis, you going, actually, before I just ask Phyllis, how many people, and you better hurry because I think we're almost ready to close down the in-person because I think we're almost at our quota of people, not quota, but limit of people. How many of you that are here are going live next week? Type of 1 in the room. Thorium is an alternative. Ooh, Clay, put that into there. Thorium story. Thorium story. Thorium is an alternative to uranium for nuclear fission reactors. I may need to look into that. I may need to look into that. So Marty is going to be there. Michael's going to be there. Raphael is going to be there. Hey, what's up with Senseonics? Philip, I talked a little bit about that when we first got started. I still like Senseonics. They need to have more news coming along with the advances with the 1 year implantable. They need to put that news out. Mark is going to be there. They need to put out more news on that. Going to Tampa Thursday morning. I'll be there Thursday morning as well. Clay, guess what? We may not be able to do Trending Thursday because the market's going to be closed. I talked to Joey about that. Because of the death of President Carter, the markets will be closed on January 9th. So we may not be able to do Trending Thursday. I'm putting that out there. I didn't know if you knew that or not. I didn't. Yeah, they did. They just announced that today. So I'm still going to be there early, Phyllis. I'm going because I was going to do Trending Thursday. We might do something else live. Jerry's going to be there. Excellent. We'll see. We'll see. We may do something else, but I'm letting you know we will not. We were going to be doing Trending Thursday, but we're not. Why is the market closed? Because President Carter passed away, the 39th president, and January 9th is going to be President Carter Day. I don't know if it's going to be a national holiday, but you never know. But it is closed next Thursday. It is closed next Thursday. So normally I do Trending Thursday from Tampa. It doesn't look like we will, but we may do something between Joey and Clay. They may come up with something else that we may do live from Tampa. State funeral in D.C. Yep, that's right, John. That's going to be the actual funeral. People don't trade because 100 years. Listen, Healing, I'm not going down that path. I'm not going there. He was the president of the United States of America, the oldest living president. Whether you agree with his politics or not, I'm looking at it as a human being and an icon from a presidential standpoint. 100 years, the oldest living president we've ever got. So QNCU on the NASDAQ. Do you think QNCC makes it? Do you think QNCC makes it there? I don't know. Let's go look. I don't know if they make it. If they make it to the NASDAQ, not at this price. Not at this price. They can't. They've got to maintain a certain dollar value. They got to look at that. That's just killing it. They got to maintain a certain dollar value. I think it's got to be at least $2, right? QNCC. The scary part about QNCCF, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days since we've tracked it, it's gone up every single day. We all know what goes up must come down. All right, we all know. Bernard says it's going higher. I hear you. I'm looking at it today, trading at session highs, very little wick at the top. Let me put that back on to program. Very little wick at the top. Open candles. I don't disagree with you. I'm just telling you to be careful because what goes up must come down, right? RGTI flipped and it's soaring again. That's another. I made money on that. Those are two quantum plays. Really super inexpensive one. Where's value? It's actually it's overvalued. It's overvalued now. And RGT, look at that. Shooting star, no follow through, actually spinning top, no follow through, sitting right at session highs. You know something? I would use RGTI a little bit more than QNCCF. Why? Because QNCCF looks a lot more parabolic than RGTI. Look at that, RGTI. But looking at our indicator, I know it's a shorter term play. I love this indicator. RS times CI times growth actually gives you some insight on the stock. I love that it's moving up, but I also know that from a fundamental standpoint, I don't think that I want to hold this long term. Do you guys see that as a way of determining how you want to play a stock? Yes or no? Do you see that using this indicator, RS times CI times growth, can really help you to discern how you want to play the stock? Yes or no? Type it in the room. And again, this is something that you only get within the VectorVest software to give you this kind of insight, no matter what stock you're looking at. It could be the hottest stock on the planet. Let's go look at NVIDIA real quick. The hottest stock on the planet, NVIDIA. Wow. Stock is going down. Stock is getting, and right now, let's go back a year. Look at that. When it was rocking and rolling, the indicator said, yep, I want to hold it long term. Right now, they're starting to change. Excuse me. Right now, it's starting to change. Interesting, right? Let's go look at Amazon. Let's go look at Meta. Some of the biggest name stocks out there, right? Let's go take a look at the indicator and what it says. Amazon. Oof. A lot of stocks are getting beaten up. And I love the earnings per share, but looking at relative safety, CI, and earnings growth, it's taking a little bit of a hit. Same thing with Meta. Man, I love all of these plays, but with all of the hits, and you'll notice that because CI is in the picture, a lot of these should be lower volatile stocks, primarily moving up from the bottom left to the top right. So I still like a lot of these stocks going into next year because of what they are doing, but the indicator says, maybe these are shorter term plays. Thank you, Amir. Some of these are shorter term plays right now. GT, someone gave you a stock last week that broke the magical indicator. Did you look into it? No, that was Lee. Lee, are you here? Lee would tell me that. Lee would remind me. I forgot the stock. It was interesting. The stock was going up, but the indicator was going down. It was interesting. That was Lee. Carter is an American patriot. I got you, T-Lou. I don't even know if Lee is here. He may or may not be here. Glenn, does Jockey Club subscription come automatically with the Derby? The Derby gives you access. It was VRNA. Thank you, Lee. Lee, how impressed were you that I remembered? Just put impressed or no, Lee. How impressed were you that I remembered, all right, who it was for that indicator? I'm impressed. Hell, I said it. I'm impressed, all right? The Jockey Club, the Derby comes with the Jockey Club. The Derby, yeah, there you go. Impressed. There you go. VRNA. And I hadn't looked more into it just quite yet. But I love this indicator. Rising earnings per share. I like all of this stuff long term on the stock. Let's go to the next. Let's go up. Same thing with Meta. Look at the earnings per share. Same thing with NVIDIA. But this indicator lets you know right now if it's more of a longer term play back here or more of a make your money and run type of deal. All right, let's get back into the news. Roger, never apologize for being late. Ever, 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 ever. All right, next story. Morgan Stanley sees potential growth in these two surgical robot stocks. I like these two plays. What's my first one? Does anybody remember what my first robotic play would be? This was a big play for Dr. DeLito. Anybody want to put in a guess on the first stock? Anybody want to put in a guess on the first stock? This was a big play for Dr. Delito. ISRG, there you go. ISRG was a big Dr. Delito play. Continue reading. ISRG, keep your eyes on this throughout the year. All right, I'm probably going to do a video on these two stocks somewhere in January. On these, because we're getting into AI. Do you know that you can do an operation across the globe by using ISRG, the robot? I can be in Australia and do an operation in the United States using Intuitive Surgical. ISIG, anybody want to think about what the next one is? The next one is PRCT, Procept Biorobotics. Procept Biorobotics. These are two stocks. You heard it here. These are two stocks that I think are going to do great going into next year. My luck, I'd be under when the internet connection failed. No, you won't. Akshaya says ISRG is a stomach robot. Is it just stomach? Is it just stomach? Is a healthcare robot, says Akshaya. It's a great stock. It is a great stock. And PRCT. And the last one, Apple. I thought NVIDIA was going to be the first stock to 4 trillion. It might be Apple. Apple is on the cusp of cracking 4 trillion in market value after 39% annual gain. I thought NVIDIA was going to be it, but it may. Thank you, Akshaya. It may be Apple, may be it. Do you like PDYN? Jen, I'm going to hold off on stocks. You know that. I'm going to hold off on stocks. I love you guys to death, but I told you. It can remove cancerous growths and save the prostate. Gives guys a new lease on life. Again, those two stocks I like. Those two stocks I like going into the next year. All right, let me get back into the software right now. And let's go look at my list. Viewers, this is where the market is. VIX is up. All right, people are getting fearful in the market as we get closer to the end of the year. All of the major indices are down. The stocks that made my list. Oh, did I not put stocks in there? Please say I did. Please say I did. I did not. No. Big news stocks. I didn't put any stocks in there. Sigh, because I suck. Let's go. We'll move this over a little bit. I got to put the stocks in here. I didn't put them in here because I'm an idiot. MSFT. Who else was in there? Oh, this was on the nuclear story. MSFT, Amazon, Google, and Meta. Comma, what else is in here? Netflix, MFLX, comma, Palantir, comma, Meta is already in there again. NVIDIA, NVDA, comma, the future, where is that? That's also on Palantir. And I'm going to put these two, PRCT, and ISRG. Is there anything? And Apple. All right, those are all of the stories that we had. We minimize this. This is all of the stories. The only one that's going up is NVIDIA. After all of that news that popped out, the only stock that's going up today is NVIDIA. All right, look at my indicator. Look at that. All of these from the indicator RS times CI times growth, they all are good. They all are good. So it just goes to show that a down day today, one day doesn't make a trend, right? Let's look at the CIs, the stocks that go up more than they go down. Every single one, with the exception of Microsoft, has a CI above 1. It's talking about the stock's upside potential. Just about all of them, with the exception, ISRG does not have an RV above 1. Apple does not have an RV above 1. Palantir, I already know, doesn't have an RV above 1. So both of the medical stocks don't have good upside potential. Interesting. All right. But they do. ISRG has a VST above 1. It looks like PRCT is going to be more of my speculative play out of the two. ISRG, way overvalued. Goodness gracious. It does make money, right? It does have an RT above 1. It's got a VST above 1. It does have CI above 1. Hi, Glenn. Stopped out of RGTI this morning. Took a 45% profit. Bad side, stopped out of ARQQ, and then it rebounded. Listen, Troy, did you get out of ARQQ due to a stop? If you got out on based on the stop that you had, you did right. STK over ISRG. What is STK? I don't know what that is. Is that the right ticker symbol? No, I don't think he put the SYK. SYK? Striker, better than ISRG? I got to do some research on it. Overvalued. I got to see. What does that do? Medical technology company which engages in the provision of products and services that help. All right, so yeah, that's not the same thing as ISRG. That's product and services. If we go to ISRG, that's actual robotics, and that's what the story was on. Robotic. There's a difference between the two, Scream. Does that make sense? There's a difference between the two. This is for robotic surgical, just like PRCT. Right-click. Robotic. Yeah, robotic. There's a difference between the two. What are the top 10 stocks for 2025? I haven't put them out yet. Psych if heart valve. All right, but it didn't say that it was a robot, Akshaya. It didn't say there was a robot. ISRG is robot to operate. So is, it looks like, Procept Bio. Stage surgical robotics company which engages in development, transformation, and manufactures and sells the robotic system. So there we go. All right. Stryker makes a lot of our surgical equipment. Aha. More equipment than robotic surgery. Does that make sense? They make a robotic arm. I hear that. But that's a service. That's a product. That's a piece. Does that make sense, Scream? Does that make sense? All right. So this story was specifically about robotic surgery. Wow, we got 130 likes. That's at least 13 stocks. Look at y'all. No earnings this week. It was one stock. I didn't even feel like it was worth it. Stryker is big in surgical and getting more in robotics. Stryker's home is here in Kalamazoo. So maybe I have to keep my eyes on it. Maybe, but it is. The two that were in the story was actually about robotic surgery. You're letting me know that Stryker puts out parts for it. Even though they may be getting heavily into it, they're putting parts into it. Does that make sense? Let's empty that watch list. That's not earnings this week. I don't have a lot of fish to give you today because of the way the market is going. All right. The fish that I will be giving will be in tonight's video. My top 5 weekly picks. All right. Contras should be on the move one day. Now, if you took advantage of a contra today, it's not something I want you to hold overnight. One day doesn't make a trend. One day doesn't make a trend, but on a down day like today, I think that this would have been a good way to hedge your portfolio against the stocks that were going down. SCHG is the best growth ETF in my humble opinion. Okay, AVGO I think is going to make my list as well. You got to watch. It is going to be Friday's video. You got to watch Friday's video. My top 10 picks. Some of you may like the picks. Some of you may think that I missed your stock, but again, it's going to be my top 10. It's going to be my top 10. And Pennywise both say SCHG. I told you not to give me stocks. Nobody's listening. SCHG. Large cap growth. Why are y'all talking about large cap growth? Bottom left, top right. If I'm not in it yet, and I do like it long term, if I'm not in it yet, let's get above that level of 29.12. 29.12. All right. I'm going to write that down. SCHG. These are videos. You give me ideas for videos to start off January. Large cap growth. Clay, put a thing in there for large cap growth video. Because I think there's ways of playing large cap and I would rather to go the route of ETFs for that. I'd like to do you Ferengi. That means you got big ears, Michael. I know I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie. I love that. I'm listening like a Ferengi with those big old ears. I like that. I'm pushing through the options jump start with VV University to start the year. Nice move right there. Nice move. Hi, Santish. Just for you. Yes, I am too. I love me some Star Trek. And I like this play. I love the bottom left, the top right on it. Let's go put it on a 6-month graph, put it on a 1-year graph. And because it's an ETF, that indicator, RS times CI times growth, is not going to work. But I like that play. And it's split, giving more people access to get into it, and it's still keep going up. All right, I wrote that down already. All right. I guess we're going to go straight. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. Man, we did a lot of talking today. Let's go to the viewers. Let's go to, where is it? Weekly customer picks. I've got some stocks written down. XOP, Oklo, Sound, SoFi, AIoT, RBRK. You guys are slow today. See, now when I ask you, now everybody wants to take their time. Yeah. Glenn, now I want to take my time. UiPath, RR, FLS, HTC. I don't even know what the flying flip that is. UEC, UEC. How about learning how to type, Brother Glenn? UEC, Bama, PDYN, Lunar. How many stocks is that? Oh, you're already getting 14 stocks. How many stocks did I give you? That's 15. Lunar, I'll go look at Axon, AXON, KVYO, TWST, AppLovin, GOOG. All right, that should be about 20. And it's 20 exactly. Look at that. So you gave us 143 likes, which automatically gives you 14. I gave you 6 more. Axon also getting into drones. I already talked about that. They're getting into drones for the fire department, for EMS. I talked about that. The last time I talked about it was the last time I brought up Axon. And the last time I brought up Axon was because of that, because they are getting into drones. I like Axon. Axon's a great play. How about we look at the list straight up from the RS times CI times growth? Which stocks concern me? Only 2. Bing, 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 Ricochet, Rabbit, and Oklo. Now, you may have, and they're going up. I hear that. But at least from this indicator, I can get a better information on whether or not these are longer-term plays. When I have the RS times CI times growth in double digits, man, I love those plays. Let's go look at those stocks first. All of these had double-digit RS times CI times growth. I bet you when we go to look at them, I just go put these, they're on a 3-month graph. Look at the jump up in that indicator. Right there at a level of support, leveling out, but I love the jump in the indicator telling me that I probably still like AppLovin long term, right? I would be careful with Axon. Interesting. I'd be careful. Now, Axon is moving sideways. What will make that indicator bump back up? Once it starts moving back up, right? And it is overvalued, but the stock right now, shorter term, I'd wait. The stock's just moving sideways. When the last time it was moving up, the indicator was up there. Right now, what is it at? It is at double digits. It's still at double digits. No, it's at double digits, but right now flattening out. I like that it's high in double digits. Right now it's just pulling off. That pull off still has me high. Does that make sense? I hope so. I love that this is undervalued. Banco Marco, nice move up on I'm going to call it the unique twist. That indicator, RS times CI times growth, I'm going to call it UT, the unique twist. All right. Love the move, bottom left, top right. Coming off of this high, if I'm thinking about getting into it, I want it to break below that downtrend. Wanted to break below the downtrend, but the indicator is at 65 and jumping up a little bit. I love that it's undervalued though, and love the earnings per share. Again, all of this that I'm looking at, you can only find in the VectorVest software. If you're not a subscriber to the software, www.vectorvest.com/YT gets you access to the software. Look at that AIoT, the run up on the indicator, nicely moving up with the stock's price. I like that the stock broke through a downtrend. Look at that. The stock broke through a downtrend, rebounding, trying to get back, stay above that. I like the move. I love the indicator. App is the best stock I sold too early. It's all right. Did you make money on it? Intel's comeback. What? Intel? Comeback when? Not in our lifetime. I don't know. I got a bad taste in my mouth from them. David, I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about Intel. I'm not feeling warm and fuzzy about Intel. Let's go to the next stock. Bottom left, top right. Look at that. KVYO. Love the indicator moving up. Double digits. Falling back a little bit, but the stock overall is moving higher over the last 3 months. It is overvalued, but earnings per share looks great. Next one. Nice bump up on Google. The indicator is at 35. Pull back. All right, a lot of these stocks are pulling back again. I love that it's undervalued, even as Google. A lot of these stocks are profit taking and closing out for tax purposes. What's this new indicator, Dr. Ross? It is an indicator that I built in the software. Let me move this over a little bit. Go to tools, go to custom field builder. I built a tool. Sorry, I built an indicator. Where do I want to find it? There it is. It's RS times CI times growth. Not only can I look at it in a watch list, but I can also graph it on a graph. Dang it. Why didn't you move? There we go. I can also graph it on a graph, the move of it. All right. AMD news, please. I didn't see anything new on AMD today. If we have a subscription, can we see your builds? No. My builds are my builds, and no, I got access to a few different VectorVest 7s, and they don't all transfer to each other. They don't all transfer to each other. So when I build something in one, it's in that one. It doesn't automatically go to all of my 7s. All right. I'm with you, Pennywise. Intel is dead. Market open tomorrow? Yes. Somebody back me up. Hold on. I think the market closes tomorrow at 1. Christmas. Shortened trading day, Tuesday. Yeah, it's in my almanac. It's in my almanac. Tuesday. Shortened trading day. Shortened trading day. All right, so that means it should close about 1. Should close about 1. All right, let me get through these stocks real quick. SoFi, I own it. A little bit of consolidation going on right now. If you're not in it, I'd look to see it break through the downtrend. It closes at 2. Thank you, Phyllis. No, it's not a full day, Akshaya. It's not a full day. In the almanac, it says shortened trading day. It didn't give me a time. Phyllis says 2. I thought it was going to be 1. But Akshaya, according to the almanac, it is a shortened trading day, just like Christmas Eve was. All right? Just like Christmas Eve was. All right. I'm just going through these. FLS, trending lower. Watch these trends. Watch these candlesticks to help you to get out at the right time on these. All right. We've talked about that on Fridays. Wow, that's all over the place. HTCR. I do like that the unique twist is above its double digits, but it's a little bit more volatile than I'd like. Right now, trading close to session highs, $1.80. If I'm not in it, I'd like to see it take out the 3-month high. If I'm not in it, I'd like to see it take out the 3-month high. Let me get rid of that, though, which is sitting at the value of $1.88. We're only 8 cents away. Next one, I like Lunar. Lunar's still doing it. Look at that. And look at the indicator, double digits. Earnings is getting better. Still negative, but getting less negative. That's a positive sign. Nice little update today. Qubit, parabolic move on a quantum stock, pulled back. You know what I got going on? I got me a little bit of consolidation going on with this. Watch this. Ooh, I got me a little wedgie wedge going on. All right, consolidation. After all of this nice move to the upside, I got a little bit of consolidation. I'd like to see which way it's going to break. I'd like to see which way it's going to break. Glenn, I took a watch list of top stocks. I then scanned not equal to the 20-day, 3-to-1 stocks under 20 days. Wow. I don't get that. I took a watch list of top stocks. Scan not equal to the 20-day, 3-to-1 stocks under 20-day, hence low BSR. Well, it's low BSR because it's not as many stocks, but there's more sell recommended stocks in the database than buys. That's the easiest way to know. That's the easiest way to know. Man, something's in my eye. Good gravy. All right. Let's go to the next stock. UEC. I love uranium. I love uranium. It's just not been a good play. A lot of consolidation for the last 3 months. A lot of consolidation for the last 3 months. Uranium is a tough play, but I think that more and more people are going to have to realize that it's going to be a good play. UiPath. Yeah, I'm not feeling that right now. Actually, let's go look at it from this perspective. I got a level of support sitting at about 1246. If it breaks below that after this downtrend, I'm probably going to say get out of it. And the unique twist is positive but falling. Positive but falling. Next, wow, PDYN, that's parabolic. A lot of wicks. There's a lot of wickation going on. Be careful with this. Be careful with this. Stocks over 20-day and stocks under 20-day. There you go. I'm not going to be able to look at that Prasad. I got about 20 stocks I'm trying to finish through. So I won't be able to look at that today. All right. NU might be turning up finally. We'll see how it looks on Thursday. It's a lot of stocks. A lot of stocks are giving up. Soundhound, which is a nice move. A little bit of indecision for the last 2 days. Darn it, Glenn. Now I got I love a rainy night in my head. So what? Because I love a rainy night. Who sang that? Who sang Rainy Night? Because I love a rainy night. I don't remember. Out of a few long positions I am shocked RT greater than 1. Be careful. I wouldn't get out of a stock unless it hit my stop if RT is above 1. RT is that indicator that lets me know. Eddie Rabbit, that's what it was. Eddie Rabbit. Because I love the rainy nights. Sound I still like, but if I got stops in place, that the stops take control. Same thing with Twist. Oof. Twist is a shorter term play. You know something, over the last 3 months hasn't really rocketed. A lot of it is sideways. Indicator works. Indicator works. Look at that. RBRK, bottom left, top right. Got a gap, never filled it. Never filled it. It's a great level of support. And look at the indicator rising. It's positive, but not double digits. And XOP, oil and gas, nice running up. I like that. I do like that. Coming off a level of support. I'm going to put on a different graph. Star search. Don't ask about it. Nice level of support. Getting into the middle lane. I'm looking for a pinch. But there it is. Fast lane. Good. Fast lane might be good again. RR. Isn't RR in my list? I thought it was. And wow, there it is. RR. Watch it. It broke outside the Bollinger Bands. I'm going to change. Look at the pinch and look at the break. For those people who know, you know I love the pinches on Star Search. Wow, look at that move. Good, googly, muggly. Let's go put this back onto a VectorVest layout. Yeah, there it is. Be careful of the big move up. There's going to be some profit taken at some time, ABB. You down with ABB? Yeah, you know me. You down with ABB? Yeah, you know me. All right, in the last stock here, Oklo, nicely moving up. Nicely moving back up after getting hit. I like the move. I like to move it. I like to move it. And look, there's the wedge, and where did it break? To the downside before it started going back up. I love these consolidations. All right, so Oklo, I do like, you know what I really would like to see? It break above this level. That's a good level of resistance, or this level. Got 2 levels, but it is moving up. It is moving up. Elephant Robotics exhibits in Vegas. Perhaps that's why Lunar is up. Why do you have 4 lines in your Bollinger Bands? Because it's 2 Bollinger Bands, Seth. I've got a 1 standard deviation and a 3 standard deviation. That's what creates those 3 lanes. A fast lane, a middle lane, and a slow lane. I got 2 Bollinger Bands. What price would you take on the XOP? You know something? I could take it now. Let's fade this gap first. I would take 132.40. Let's fade that gap. If we can fade that gap, that's a nice move. I'd fade that gap. 132.40 is what I'm looking for to take it. And I know what else I'm looking for. I'm looking for RT to go above 1. All right, let me move that over. I'm looking for RT to go above 1. All right. Lunar will go parabolic when they land on the moon. We'll see, unless it falls over again. Didn't it land on the moon and fall over and go boom? I think isn't that what happened? It went up to the moon and fall down, go boom. All right. I love you guys to death, but I gotta go. What am I looking for, Clay? I'm looking for that. All right. Hey, we kept almost 250 people here. Thank you for that. Adwin says, hi, Brother Glenn. Fraternal greetings from London. Oh, are you a traveling man, Adwin? Might be. You might be. So, just to let you know, this year, for the first time, Adwin, this year is my first year sitting in the East. I'm excited and nervous all at the same time. I'm excited and nervous all at the same time. What is the indicator saying for Senseonics? I'm not going to bring you back to the graph. I'm going to leave you right where you are. But I'm going to tell you what Senseonics looks like. Did I not add that? Yeah. I got to add it to the graph. Add parameter. My custom fields. Let me add it to the graph. It's going down. Let me put you on the graph real quick. It's going down. See, again, on stocks like Senseonics, like Lunar, like all of that, it tells me right now, Senseonics, I love the news about the implantable 365-day device. But you know something? What keeps this moving is the news. If they ain't got no more news right now, look at that. Does that make sense? This is great. Philip, this is great, especially if a stock is news-based. This is great to let you know if the news is helping it to be a longer-term play or a shorter-term play. Do you agree with that, Philip? Yes or no? Do you agree with that, Philip? Yes or no? I agree. I love Senseonics. I love TNXP. But I love that this indicator lets me know if the news is enough. Look at that. Look at that. You will have a great year. Visit. I would love to, Adwin. I would love to. All right, so Philip, looking at TNXP, looking at SENS, the indicator really gives a good story. The unique twist really does give you a good story. All right, with that being said, now go back to the M. Join me tonight. Don't forget to join me tonight for my top weekly picks. Again, I did a little something different, especially based upon what's going on in the market, to put you in good quality stocks for the week. All right, go Lions. You know, I'm pulling for the Lions. That's America's new team. Forget Dallas. That's not the word I wanted to say about Dallas, but forget Dallas. My Giants suck. Good game last night between the Falcons and Washington. That was two rookie quarterbacks. That was a great game last night. So February 13th, good meeting coming up. What's happening in February? Oh, for you, mine is January 6th. All right, go Bolts. You know something? I am not a Chargers fan. And Pats stink. The Skins are back, Roger. I'm with you on that. The Packers, I like love. A lot of young quarterbacks out there making names for themselves. All right, I got to go. Remember, tonight's video, top 5 picks. Tomorrow's video is going to be my Q10 video, my top quantum picks for next year. And, of course, Friday's video is going to be my top picks for 2025. Folks, you guys did a great job helping us grow this year. I want you to keep it up. Invite your mama and them. Make them all come and watch. And keep putting the stories about all of the money that you're making using the VectorVest system. For all of those people who are not subscribers to the software or to the channel, let them know what you guys are doing. I'd like it better coming from you than coming from me. All right? Thank you for an informative session and good work. There you go, Kiwi. Meow. Kiwi's going to be there. Aren't you going to be in Tampa? Man, I'm loving it. I'm going to get to meet a lot of you in Tampa. I'm going to get to meet a lot of you in Tampa. I love that. I love that. I love that. How is AMG projection for 2020? I haven't looked at it. All right. Oh, it's next year? Okay, I got you, Kiwi. I miss VectorVest since we lost David Paul. He was an amazing individual. He was, Adwin. I'm with you 110%. All right. Adios. Arrivederci. Ciao. Au revoir. Sayonara. Aloha to all my peeps in Hawaii. Praying for peace across the world. I think we all need it. With a lot of stuff going on in the world. Remember, check in on your neighbor. Help your neighbor out. We do that to enough people. We're going to be a better society. Odabu. Bom dia. Salam. Shalom. Namaste. By the way, the salam and the shalom are not together by accident. They are there for a reason. And if you know, you know. But salam, shalom, namaste, yasu. Till the next time, folks. See ya.